struggle, I think.
Yeah, for sure. So, we're going to be setting up our grand finals, which is going to be Doc versus Vectorman, Ronin Takeda versus Wrestler Jax. I mean, well, we say that. Doc could always opt to change and go for Shiryu.
But I think part of him just wants to use, because he uses a lot of Shiryu, obviously, especially at the later end of the Pro League. But do you think, because obviously Ronin of what he started with, so do you think he's trying to get confidence back in his Ronin? Because his Ronin is looking very good today.
Well, Ronin is a very good character. And I think in the matchup that we saw, I mean, Jax and Alien, Ronin in general, I mean, just has a nice toolset, especially for Jax. Like, I think Takeda in general would do quite well versus Jax, but it's Ronin especially just kind of has that added element of keep away, that added tool that will force Jax to play Ronin's game basically everywhere on screen. Makes it a very good pick when you're going to go into that matchup.
Well,
but, I mean,
especially if you just won it 3-0 as
yeah,
well.
Exactly,
like,
exactly.
I mean, even if he loses a game or two, he knows he's managed to. He has the benefit of the winner's bracket, so if he loses the first 3 out of 5 against Vectorman, he is going to get reset, and then it's back to 0-0, and then he's got to lose again. So at the very least, he's got 6 games to not lose 3, where the last time he fought Vectorman, it was 3-0. So, I don't know. He's going to be going in this with the most momentum by far, but Vectorman's looking good for himself.
Okay, so here is the final CIS Challenger Cup Finals, Grand Final. How many times are we going to say finals in a sentence? We'll find out.
That's a good point, actually.
This
is the last set.
Yeah, this is the final one. Will Doc be the 3-time champion of
Will
the Challenger Cup?
three-peat of the Challenger Cup?
Has a 3-peat of his own. The smaller 3-peat.
Same stage as well.
So,
awesome.
Vectorman, when they played earlier on, had a very visible, uncomfortable time. So, I mean, the question is Vectorman going to slow things down? Is he going to capitalize more on those up-close situations? Or is Doc going to run wild? Oh, and he gets the first hit.
Oh, nice tick grab. Didn't see much of those earlier.
Yeah, we didn't see tick grabs at all. Has got Doc in the corner. Now, Vectorman having all of these games, these are games to get a little bit warmed up playing in the setting. However, Doc's going to go straight in with the uppercut.
That could have been another tick grab.
Yeah, it could have been. Oh, wow, nice conversion. Wow, even nicer. Big damage on that. We're spending all of his meter. Wow, 41% into restand. You did not expect that.
Oh, and there's the bait. Doc paying patient this time. Full launchers. You're going to use... Oh, uppercut instead. Wake up knee. Oh, wow. Down 2 anti-cross-up.
Now, Vectorman sitting on 2 bars. 2 1/3.
Switch out. He has the blade right underneath him. Oh, tries to anti with back 1. Doesn't get it. Not quite sure if that really is the ideal anti-normal. Don't really see that used too often.
Nice, good use of that. 45% for 1 bar. And I love that cancel into the grab. And again, another grab. Is he going to go again?
Oh, wow. Straight dash punch. Oh, wow. Meatless wake up uppercut.
Trying to backdash. Getting caught on the far end, but again pressing buttons, giving Doc unnecessary damage. I do not know why Vectorman's getting tagged by so many of these.
Oh, wow, I said that's a full confirm. Maybe that's why Vectorman opts to go for the wake-up knee in the corner particularly, because if you try and jump over him, he actually gets a full combo from it.
Indeed he does. All clean jump. Doc has to use breaker.
Oh, there's the plus frames. Doc playing patient, and there's the overhead. Vectorman with the overhead just to open him up with meter burn. Meter burn throw. Oh, Doc just doesn't block. Gets hit by a full straight-up restand.
I think Vectorman definitely had already committed into that. The overhead portion of that, but it just so happened that the 1-1 connected anyway. Doc eating a full combo there. Don't know what he tried to do.
He has managed to fight his way out the corner. No anti-air attempt from Vectorman, though. Oh, and there's the punish. And that's the thing about Jax. So good at punishing with his standing jab so fast.
He absorbs it. Does get rid of the projectile. Gets a tiny bit of health back, I believe. Oh, no, but just goes for a regular dash punch. Vectorman has done this in the past where he's just kind of unnecessarily. And again, Doc with a good reflect.
Oh, wow, that did no damage. Oh, but that's going to be game regardless. Doc just gets caught. Now, Vectorman manages to take a game. The first game, no less, as well.
The problem is, we saw at the end of that game, yes, Vectorman did take it. He did take the game, but we saw shades of the first set where he was kind of almost unnecessarily giving himself the Doc when he was in advantage.
But I feel like that's also... Playing like that is what got him so many of those opportunities to open Doc up, though. I feel like that is actually working to his favor at the moment.
Indeed, that could definitely be what we're seeing. But Doc is going to stick with Ronin Takeda and Vectorman. I think just making the adjustment of just being a little bit more unpredictable, but not just. I mean, there was a lot of impatient play.
The biggest difference was tick grabs, because if you think he's going to try and do overhead dash punch, your answer to that is to stand block. If you're blocking after every block string, then you're going to get tick grabbed. And that's where he was doing them early, because I think he was just trying to condition Doc to try and, you know, to try and jump out, to try and do something to get out those tick grabs, which is why he was going for the overhead by the end as well.
Vectorman being in the corner already, trying to go for the knee. Doc trying to get the punish, doesn't quite get it, but has got Vectorman on the back foot anyway.
Oh, wow, did a projectile. Still got the blade under him. Oh, but Doc doesn't have the blade on his arm. Hasn't got access to back 1-1 yet. Hasn't on the recall.
Oh, and he tries to anti it. That's a full hit confirm into full combo, and no stamina on either part because a breaker had just been used. Nice. That was a really good read on the tick grab there, going for the gotcha grab. And he tries to do it again, and he trip guards as well. Doc breaking.
That break, though. But he still has a bar.
He has no stamina, but he's pressing a button. This could be the start that Doc needs.
Maybe he gets the knockdown. Oh, and there's the delayed grab. Doc's so smart. Manages to clutch the round back.
But that started because Vectorman didn't respect the plus frames. I don't know what he tried to do, but that was plus on block. He had no meter. There was no option other than to block.
Oh, wow, that really far down to anti-air. Only connecting because Vectorman stuck out a jump normal.
And Doc's always going to be ready for the reflector on. Here comes the zoning. Doc in full control.
Oh, wow. Catches him.
Just gets hit by a run in forward too.
Oh, wow, and there's a 50, well, say 50-50. I'm sure you can fuzzy the overhead, but Doc clearly, well, is that a double low, though? Can't remember. Is that actually a mix-up, the low stomp into, is that low-low?
I don't think you can go low, because it's an overhead sort of like leap thing.
It looks like an overhead.
I don't know what to describe it as.
Regardless, it's been a while since we've seen Jax.
Indeed it has. Oh, and again, speaking of not fuzzy guarding, Vectorman getting tagged by the low before probably expecting the overhead. I mean, that is, it's not a 50-50. When you get the forward 1-2-4, the two hitting string that can go into overhead, although the blade recall is indeed a low, it's a mix-up, but it's not 50-50. Like, you can fuzzy it. You block low first because it comes out so quickly. You block low first, and then you stand block on reaction to the fact that the overhead is about to come out. But Vectorman not doing that, and he hasn't done it every time Doc has gone for that mix-up, Vectorman has been caught by it.
Oh, he changed the skin to Evil Jax. Ghost Jax. How did Quan Chi get spikes on his arms?
I feel like that's just how characters are dictated by how evil they are visually in this game. It's just, they have more spikes on them. They're a bit spikier.
If they are pointier.
Look at Quan Chi's regular costume.
He's very pointy.
Covered in spikes. Shinnok. I mean, he's a
Wrathful Shinnok is quite pointy.
Both of which, they're both quite spiky. Both costumes are quite spiky indeed.
Oh, but that's the first hit with the projectile. Oh, gets to reflect though. I just don't think this is a range that Vectorman can play at, because the ground pound's not going to work. Yeah,
Doc definitely is in control when he has, and just patience there, waiting. Running grab. I mean, this is the zoning game. And this is the adjustment Doc's made. Like, why would he go in and give Vectorman, like, that screen space he needs to win when he can just sit at this range?
Oh, wow. But, it doesn't get the follow-up.
Well, normally you kind of have to sprint in, but he'd already used his sprint to use the overhead punch and spend his second bar of meter to just try and run in. Oh, no. That's going to take the round for sure.
And there's a corner repositioning just to make sure he keeps the pressure to him. The Vectorman back there again. Vectorman does set 2 bars, but Doc's playing a really good job of just leaving, I don't want to say obvious gaps, but leaving gaps that he's clearly trying to bait the armor for. And gets a full launcher anti-air. Not the biggest damage in the world, but still has the corner now.
Oh, wow. I don't know whether Doc intended to do the raw blade toss, but Vectorman not ready for it anyway, so it's going to go unpunished. Oh! There's that double hitting armor. You can just sort of absorb those hits. Normally back one would have shredded any armor there.
Oh, there's the meter burn beam.
Oh,
misses
no.
it.
Doesn't quite matter though, because he does get the second hit of that string anyway.
Oh, wow. What do you reckon that is when he does the inter-stance change? What do you reckon that is?
I don't know. It might be some kind of shortcut that he's getting by mistake. I don't know what he's trying to do.
Possibly. Vectorman definitely down on life right now. Doc with the pressure, no bar, but he's going to build that very quickly. Gets the low, and Vectorman does get caught, breaks. But I mean, at this point, is there anything you can do to avoid all of this full screen game that Ronin has, that Doc's fully enforcing?
But this is the adjustment that Doc's made, just keeping him far away. I mean, it's keeping him at that frustration range where it's like, are you going to sit here and just take all of this, or are you going to try and do something about it? The second you do that, you get tagged by someone else. I mean, the range is one of the things that Ronin does almost better than anyone in the game. There is not one point of the screen where Ronin does not have an advantage in some way. And that's why he's one of the best characters. In my opinion, Ronin is one of the best characters in this entire game.
It's definitely looking like that.
Back before, the thing is that before the almost somewhat shift of power, the balance patch, the latest balance patch.
The balance of power.
The balance of power that the patch introduced. Ronin was even good and underlooked before then. You know, it was the changes to other characters that has kind of helped the rise of Ronin, because that variation has stayed very similar. Kind of like Takeda in general. These variations have stayed similar, and everything else has been downgraded, has allowed Takeda to kind of be in the limelight more, but he's always been able to do this stuff.
Wow, spends the damage.
Oh my god. And it's 47% damage into restand. And the chip damage there made it an easy 50%.
Trip guard doesn't confirm it, though. I just don't think Doc thought that would ever actually trip guard, but it did. But look at the life he's got already, just seconds into this round, because he spent his first 2... He got a bar off a first hit bonus, and he spent them both on a single combo to just, I mean, half life? Why not?
Oh, and he gets the delayed ground pound. First time we've seen that. Nice anti-cross up. And he gets tagged by the Raw over. I mean, that's kind of like the tried and tested Ronin setup.
Tournament point, Doc. I mean, I'm not quite sure why Vectorman's still getting hit by it, because that's something he does off that that knockdown every time. It's always an overhead. It's never a double low. And even if it is double low, the overhead gets him the combo. So respect the dangerous one. But
pressing buttons as well, getting tagged by the back 1-1.
I mean, Doc is looking pretty unstoppable at the moment in these Challenger Cups for CIS.
He is. I mean, it definitely looks like Doc is the king of the Challenger Cup when it comes to CIS region. Like, he is on the verge of winning all 3. Oh, the trade. But I mean, Vectorman, getting tagged by, though, it could still be quite bad for him. And it's Doc has just kept him at this range the whole time. Doesn't confirm, maybe doesn't even want the breaker out of Vectorman. Oh no. But the lower on life Vectorman gets, the more likely a reversal is going to be.
Oh, there we go. But it doesn't get a full confirmed. Doc doesn't have a breaker. That could have been huge. And there's the final bait. As I said before, the play that won Vectorman his set is the play that lost him the tournament today. But second place to him. Huge congratulations to Vectorman. Definitely had a really good showing today, taking out 2 of Tarkant and Aliens from Stozen and Johnny ITD. But Doc is your CIS Challenger Cup 3-peating champion.
I mean, look, for the Season 3 period, Doc is officially the king of the Challenger Cups, without question.
Definitely. For CIS, anyway.
Oh, yeah. CIS Challenger Cups.
Which is all that should matter to him, right? Like, it's his region. He is the king of that region for the Challenger Cup. Really good showing. Did it with Shiraryu, Takeda, did it with Ronin. We'll have a final look at the bracket today for you guys for CIS. And, I mean, just crazy stuff. Doc really not looking really, well, challenged at all today. Just a lot of dominant sets, a lot of 3-0s, a lot of 3-1s, and just overall well played to him, and I'm happy that he competed this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a real heartbreaker that the poor guy had some travel issues and was unable to make the Season 3 finals. Because I think he could have been one of our biggest sleeper international hits.
It is a shame, but you know, we still had some good international representation at Season 3 finals. Obviously, three internationals in top 8. That was really cool.
That was good. That was good in a region where I definitely think North America, as like a base, may have the upper hand in tournament. Like, that was a good call for international.
I actually think we might be seeing Doc at EVO, though, because I know he recently won a tournament in Russia, a big major event. They had all sorts of games, then obviously MKX was present. And I do believe that actually qualified him for EVO, so we might even see him in a few weeks' time in Las Vegas.
I mean, that would be interesting.
I'd
like to see this guy finally get his chance to travel and compete. It would be quite nice to see.
Well, definitely. Especially if he brings this quality of play with... I mean, let's not forget, both Shiraryu and Ronin used in a tournament setting against his countrymen, against the rest of EU in the top 8. I mean, I would love to see it. And he had a really good showing today. Vectorman as well, second place, did really well for himself. Has improved substantially since we saw him last time as well.
I agree completely. Especially seeing as this guy used a bit of, even like Kenshi, back during the sort of the qualifying days to get into Challenger Cup.
And just clean fundamental play, really. Just anti-airs on point, pressure on point, going for throws, you know, for good reads, good interactable awareness, good baiting. Like, it's kind of
right as you say that. The final play was a bait.
Exactly. Just everything you need to be a high-level player.
Okay, so before we go over and move on to the EU portion, we're going to throw over to Mo Sasnak, talk about what is up for grabs, goodie-wise, for the rest of the evening.
Thank you, Ketchup. Yes, for the final time for the CIS side of the league, you can follow us at ESL Mortal Kombat on Twitter. If you're sticking around for the EU half in a few minutes' time, you can use the hashtag MKX Challenger to get involved with the conversation that will come. You can also go to esl.gg/MKXComp to be within a chance of winning some of these fabulous t-shirts. If you want to try and get one of those, just head on over there. Thank you, guys.
Cool. So that does wrap things up for the CIS portion. Huge congratulations to Doc for his 3-time wins. Thank you to everyone who took part in the CIS region of the Challenger Cup. You made this really enjoyable to watch. It's been great to cast these games, and obviously it's been great level play. Obviously, Russia never disappoints, CIS especially, for all 3 seasons has always been very, very strong, and they've definitely shown that in the Challenger Cup. So thank you to all who took part. Don't you go anywhere, because in a short break's time, we are going to be kicking off with the final EU top 4 for the Challenger Cups. And, well, don't go anywhere, because we won't be.